Still pretty shaken up with what happened over in Bankstown with Kim. I don't think that's ever going to leave us with what happened to her. It was very horrific. I've read in the comments so many comments saying, must have owed a lot of mullah, or a lot of Z's, mullah's money. Doesn't matter how much money that family member owed. Well, the way they took that woman out was disgusting, absolutely fucking diabolical, and I'll never, ever, ever fucking agree with it. Now, I'm sorry, I know that I'm a Christian and we shouldn't be cussing and cursing with our mouth, but that really is something that I just can't get out of my head. To strip her, and put her... God knows what they did to that poor woman. He knows. And I really pray, and I've been praying for justice, for those 5 to be revealed. They're like this. Yes, there are lots of sad, horrific things that happen to women here in Australia, and men too. I see you too, men. I'm not downplaying that the men don't go through abuse at the hands of women. But what happened to this beautiful lady, Kim, was so monstrous. Just a monstrous thing to do to somebody, and I will never fucking agree with it. And like Doja said, bitch, I said what I said. I said what I said, and I will say it again. It is fucking a monstrous act. She did not deserve to be collateral damage. Neither did her 8-year-old son. He has to wake up, and that's if he comes out of that coma, and learn that his mummy's not coming home. And to see comments about, that's what happens in the, underworld and blah, 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 blah. That's a fucking coward thing to do. That is not a man.
You don't touch men or women.
Exactly.
Children.
You don't touch... Women and children are fucking off limits. I don't even know why we have to have this fucking conversation for. Women and children are off fucking limits. She was an innocent bystander in this. This has nothing to do with her. This was something that was done by her husband or a family member. As I'm reading through comments and I'm looking on the keeping up to date with what's the update of it, and it's just absolutely fucking mind-blowing. Leah, I'm sorry if you've got sensitive ears and you don't like cussing, but look, I'm not one of those Christians that I'm just me, okay? I'm me, and I'll answer to God for my cussing. And when it comes to what happened to this lady, there really should be harsher penalties coming into our country. This had nothing to do with... I don't look at the 5 who did that and for them to speak for their culture. I've got beautiful Vietnamese... I've had beautiful Vietnamese friends. I've just lost touch with them over the years. And if anything, this has made me want to reach out to them. This is actually makes me want to reach out to my beautiful friend when I was going to TAFE. She really was lovely, and she took me under her wing. And she was a lot younger than me too. It was kind of funny because it was like big sis, little sis sort of thing. And yeah, I really love Ellie. Beautiful girl. But I just haven't... it hasn't left me. And this is something that's not new, but it is such a fucking horrendous thing to do to somebody, to take them from their home and to strip them. I don't even want to repeat it. Honestly, I don't even like I don't even like thinking about it, but my mind is still processing it all. Like, I didn't know this lady, but what was done to her was something that no one should go through. And to read people, like, to see people's comments and see them say, oh, must have heard a lot of Z's. Grow up. Fucking grow up. Have some compassion, you know? Like, I put a post up, a beautiful picture, because a relative over in Vietnam had put her picture on my thread, on my post. So I felt very blessed to be able to have a face to the lady and to learn her name. Now, I can't pronounce her name properly, but I'm going to call her Kim. And yeah, to see that and to have him comment and share her photo in my thread, I thought, wow, you know, I have a face for her. And then to see on that, when I put that post up for her, it's all done from my heart. It all comes from my heart. I was a victim myself in DV. Now, mine was DV, hers was not DV. There's a difference there, right? So I was in DV for 16 years. I stayed with my villain. It took me 16 years to realise that it wasn't my fault. That's how long it took me before I had to realise that I deserved so much better. And you know how many times I literally lost my... Yeah. So when I read comments and I see them and they're like, you know, this person and this person, you know, this lady and this lady and this lady, yes, but they're all let's get this right. Let's put this out there, right? The difference here is we know the perpetrator behind those murders, right? We know the perps behind it and what it was. That was domestic violence. This wasn't domestic violence. This was a gang execution. Let's call it for what it was. It was a gang execution, and it was disgusting that 5 men went into her home, dragged her out, and then abused her 8-year-old son. Then they've had so bad they've had to put him into an induced coma. And when the boy wakes, he's going to realise mummy's not coming home. And that's because 5 monsters wanted to make an example of her. That's fucking disgusting. And there's the difference. We know who was behind the poor mother and the children up in Brisbane, right? We know who that was. That was the father, and that was domestic violence. This was a gang execution, and she was an innocent woman who had nothing to do with that. So before we go fucking throwing stones from big, beautiful glass houses that we live in, my husband giggles because I get so passionate about this. Yep. How about you have a look in your own fucking backyard? Stop throwing stones. And if you're going to comment on my video and it is a nasty comment, it's going to get deleted. There's a lady that I've just made friends with on TikTok, and I love how she says this. Any misinformation or any nasty comments are going to be removed, and that's what I'm going to do. The other post that's going, like, I can't keep up with the comments, right? So a lot of the comments I don't see, but I see them through, not all of them, but I see a lot of them through the notifications, and so I can quickly read through. But I can't keep up. So I can't control that one unless I just turn the comments. I should just turn the comments off altogether. But I allow people to come on there, and you know, I allow it for the media and for the police to use it as a resource to go, oh, this comment looks interesting, this comment looks interesting. That's why I fucking leave it there. But my other videos, I try and delete as much as I can and try and keep it respectful for the family. And that's what we should be doing, keeping it fucking respectful. I'm still burning on this one. I want these 5 made an example of. They need to be made an example of. Regardless of what culture they are, they do not speak for their whole culture. I don't believe I have to say that. I don't believe half of us have to remind people of that. Anyway, peace out. God love you. Because I pray every day he loves me. Sorry, Lord. Anyway, God bless. And God help me with my swearing. I've also filled my son's cuss jar for the whole year. Peace out.